Alright, so I guess this video is gonna be, I guess first, to show you guys my stepping or kind of like my method of teaching, and then the second is just how it looks like on display. Um, so everyone knows what flash step is. I think pretty much everyone gets the commands for it. It's not hard. Um, so the first, I call it like three phases, but the first phase is like what every beginner flash stepper uses is basically where they slide their middle finger down after they do a rocket step. So it looks kind of like this. So it kind of looks like that. By the way, I'm using my numpads to step, not my arrow keys. 5, 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of like the beginner for everyone. It's gonna be slow for everyone. It's not. It's gonna be not as fast as the people who have like a lot of experience on this. And then the second phase is that once people get attuned or kind of used to like flash stepping, they'll find a faster way to do it. So instead of doing that long stride, that long slide, what they'll do is kind of shorten it a little bit so that they could step faster. So it might look something like this, rather than that huge slide where it's like this. It just might be a little bit shorter. So something like that. And then to take it up like the next level, and this is my fastest way, and I call this like phase 3, is basically it's almost like pressing it all at the same time. So what I mean by that is it's right when you rocket step, you don't slide. You're actually pressing 5 and 2 at the same time, but you're not. You have your middle finger angled in the position where you're pressing 5 and 2. I think it'll look something like this. It looks like I'm pressing at the same time, but I'm not. I'm actually hitting 5 and then 2. So it's not something that I can like, kind of logically explain. It's like a feeling. Maybe you can try it. Maybe it gives you an idea. Maybe probably just help you step faster. But that's kind of my way of doing it. I'm not perfect at it. The phase 3 one. I can only do it like a couple times, but I only use it for striker mainly, and just only striker. I don't really need to use it on the other characters. But it's just like a burst that I do to slash really fast. But I'll show you phase 1. So this is kind of like the standard, and this is like how beginner strikers usually step. It usually goes, for me, it looks slow because I have so much experience on this, but it kind of looks like this. So that's how a beginner last would look like. Just you can usually see the slashes, and it just means it's slow. Once you get to the point where you're just really fast, you won't see the slashes. That's at that point. I think you're pretty good at striker. If you can do that. So how that would look like, it would be like this. So that's kind of taking it up a notch, and that's what I'm actually doing when I'm stepping that fast is I'm using phase 2, where basically I'm just decreasing my sliding to get more speed out of my stepping. And I'll show the left side too. Alright, so by the way, I'm not perfect at it. I tend to mess up more often than not. Sometimes on a good day, I don't mess up at all. So I'll show phase 3. Okay, so this one, I'm still trying to actually get down. It's really hard. It's not easy, but I only do it like how do I say? If I really want to get to the other side of the map really quick, I also want to, get my opponent. Um, for me, I think for phase three, I have like 80% chance of like actually succeeding that, like getting on the other side. But you know, it's not perfect, like I said. But here's how it will look like. Yeah, so hey, I know it looks like I'm sliding. I still have to slide a little bit on that phase three because I'm so attuned to phase two, but it's just maybe it will give you an idea. That's just kind of like my way of learning over the experience of stepping. And then I guess ultimately, and this is not just to flex, okay, but I'll show like my zoning with striker. Like I said, it's not to flex or anything, but oftentimes and not, I get people calling me a macroer, and I get it. I'm in a server where, especially on Grand Chase, and then you also got private servers on Grand Chase history where people macro a lot, and it's really easy to macro. It's really not that hard. You got Logitech, you got Razors, you got all these keyboards that come with programs where you can actually do that. Um, I don't macro. Obviously, I have my keyboard showing you. I have a webcam and everything. I will say this: in the past, I used a macro, and I made that explicit. I wasn't shying away from it. I did macro before. Um, but here, no, I'm not macroing. This is all legit. I'm not using any program. This is just a regular Logitech K120. Um, but yeah, just trying to make clarification. So I'll show my zoning, and then after that, then that's all I gotta show. Okay. Um. So doing all that gets my arm very tired. So I'm not gonna lie, I can't really maintain that. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't suggest zoning continuously. I think you'll just burn yourself out and make your arm really sore. Then you'll just end up messing up more. There is one more thing that I don't want to forget before I end the video. So what I wanted to say is a lot of people have questions about turning on striker. Just one little note is that there's no secret to turning. It's just dashing after you flash to a turn. A lot of people have trouble doing that. It's just practice. Just keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Consistently. Just depends how much time you put in. If you want to kind of perfect that. I remember I had trouble trying to turn on striker because I thought it was just so many inputs to put at once to do that. But eventually you'll get it down. Just keep practicing, and then that's it.